Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, CS Opiyo Wandayi appeared on Citizen TV for an interview with Yvonne Okwara on the power and politics. That was the agenda of that discussion. So, Yvonne Okwara asked Opiyo Wandayi a question which seemingly made Opiyo Wandayi get angry. He appeared really angry. He was so much angered with the Okwara's question. And this is what Yvonne Okwara asked Opiyo Wandayi. Do you, I quote her, do you consider CS John Mbadi as the senior most Luo leader in the cabinet? Opiyo Wandayi was very categorical to respond to this. And his response was that I cannot answer that question. Reason, it is not important. Yvonne Okwara again repeated. You know, the journalist will repeat to make you angry so that you speak out. There is something they're looking from you. So, because Yvonne Okwara had an intention to exactly know Opiyo Wandayi's position as far as Luo Nyanza politics is concerned, she repeated it. And, you know, sometimes it look irritating. So, again, for the second time, Opiyo Wandayi responded, I am declining your invitation to dive into that matter because it is not important. So he repeated himself again. And that is it. So, in your own view, what do you think about Opiyo Wandayi's interest in Luo Nyanza politics and the relationship between him and John Mbadi, life after Raila Amolo Odinga?
Cabinet member from Luo Nyanza. Now, our spot check shows that you also come from the same region and that you are also a cabinet secretary. Do you consider Mbadi your senior in cabinet in the region?
I cannot answer that question. No, it's not important what I consider myself to be. Yes.
Do you consider him your senior?
I'm saying I'm declining your invitation to delve into that matter.
Why?
It's not important. Yes.
So do you think what his declaration the other day, do you think that's not important?
No, I don't think it's a matter that requires my comment. People express their views every day, Yvonne, really. You want me to start analyzing everybody's view here? Really.
Now, it is true, at one point, John Mbadi declared himself as the senior most leader from Luo Nyanza in the cabinet. At this time, he had organized for a press briefing together with the Luo Council of Elders in Nairobi. They actually visited him in his office. Then they issued a press briefing. That's when John Mbadi said that he is the senior most in the cabinet. And therefore, when he speaks, he is actually speaking for the community. John Mbadi said this knowing very clearly that he is not the only one from Luo Nyanza in the cabinet. He knew there are other leaders from Luo Nyanza who sit together with him in the cabinet, including even the PSS. Kama akina Raymond Omolo, John Mbadi, Opiyo Wandayi is a CS. There is the AG and the rest. But this is what he said.
It is true that ODM is a national party, but it is equally true that the foundation of ODM is actually the Luo community. That wherever you see any division within the Luo community, it spirals to the ODM party, and vice versa. And therefore, the kind of exchanges, the kind of emotions that we see around within the party and by extension within the community is not healthy at all, and does not help to push forward the agenda of our community in particular and also our party in general. I know some people will be questioning that you are the Cabinet Secretary, National Treasury. It is true, yes, I am a Cabinet Secretary. I am the Cabinet Secretary, National Treasury, but it is also not disputable that I am a Luo. And it is equally not disputable that I belong to the Orange Democratic Movement. And therefore, when matters and issues of the community are being discussed, I am at the center of it. And by the way, I am now the senior most member of our community in the government of the Republic of Kenya.
Correct.
So seeing me or coming to see me and exchange ideas was perfectly in order. And we have discussed a lot, including how our community needs to come together and work together as we have always worked together. I know we lost our pillar. I know we lost our anchor in politics, right, the late Raila Amolo Odinga. But it is irreversible. We cannot get Raila back to life. Therefore, those of us who have been left behind must continue to push forward not only his legacy and agenda, but his wish that our...
Now, I want us to continue with the panel discussion, but before we go deep into that, I have a quick and humble request. For those who are watching the channel and you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing. To our returning subscribers, I must say thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to our discussion. Now, there is something you must understand, and I know most of you are well aware about. After the 2022 general election, where John Mbadi did not vie for any seat, at first place he wanted to go for the governor seat. But Raila reached out to him and they convinced him otherwise, that you just stay in the campaign and then we will make you a CS. So John Mbadi did not vie because Raila Odinga prevailed on that issue. Then it turned out that they have not formed the government. It is Ruto who was formed. So John Mbadi was then later nominated to the National Assembly by ODM party. Because what else would Raila Odinga give to John Mbadi? Now with that, Raila did not consider John Mbadi as the minority leader, because unajua kuna nafasi mbili. It is either you are the majority or the minority, but these people do hold to serious office. Na wanatembea na bendera ya gari. And there are privileges that comes with that office. So before John Mbadi was serving in that capacity, and now actually he was senior by that time in ODM because he was the ODM chairperson. So in the National Assembly, he has that position. Then Raila gave that position to Opiyo Wandayi, despite nominating John Mbadi to that parliament. So John Mbadi complained that I'm senior most in the party here in the National Assembly. I'm the chair. So how comes Opiyo Wandayi will be my leader in the House? But that was it. So it tells you the differences between John Mbadi and Opiyo Wandayi started at that time, because it seems like Raila was trusting Opiyo Wandayi more than he was trusting John Mbadi. Hiyo ndio mtu alipewa hiyo nafasi. And Opiyo Wandayi started shining because he could come out and speak to the issues when he see there is a problem, Kenyans being oppressed. Opiyo Wandayi will come and speak. He would even get arrested at some point, and it was raising his profile. That's how alikuwa anainuka. Sasa kaanza kuwa na ile hali ya kwamba Raila is considering Opiyo Wandayi more than he trusts John Mbadi. This is where the differences between these two leaders emerged. And seemingly, even after Raila Odinga's death, na kabla nifike huko, when it came to considering people to the cabinet, Again, if it was John Mbadi who was promised that position, why did Raila Odinga decide to again choose Opiyo Wandayi to join the cabinet? From the minority leader again, and I'm upgraded to the cabinet. Now Opiyo and John Mbadi together. So it tells you again, Raila was still considering Opiyo Wandayi for greater things. Yani kama kungekuwa na nafasi ya Raila kusema hakuna mtu mwingine wa kupea nafasi, sasa ni nani ataongoza chama, angepoint Opiyo Wandayi basi. Kama ilikuwa tu ikwe John Mbadi na Opiyo Wandayi ndio wawili, he will go for Opiyo Wandayi and not John Mbadi. So you see, when in the cabinet, aliwapeleka what? So with all this, now Raila is not there. Everyone has to fight for himself. It tells you that Opiyo Wandayi does not recognize what John Mbadi is trying to say. They are all trying to wrestle that position, and they are interested in the Luo Nyanza politics. So there is a sibling rivalry within the ODM party, but it is still silent. But what everyone has to understand is that leaders do emerge. So in absence of Raila Odinga, these leaders have to fight and emerge. You see, Edwin Sifuna is emerging. So for them, it will not be just this mere statement. They will have to emerge. As simple as that. So there is competing interest right from the cabinet, from ODM quarters to the party leadership between Opiyo Wandayi and John Mbadi. And that can be told vividly clear in that interview and even in the press conference that John Mbadi had earlier. I don't know your views, but please let us meet in the comment section to continue with this discussion. Thank you so much, and see you in our next video.